Jason says, I have no idea why anyone shorts this stock. I agree. Holding shares long term, but bought a put right before market close. Hope that works out. Good morning, everyone. Happy NIO Day. Can you guys hear me? Morning. Happy NIO Day. Was one of your first 35 subs. I'm also from the suburbs of Detroit. Hey, thank you so much for the support and thanks for sticking around. I really appreciate that. What is my expectations for today? My expectations for today is to hear about the hear about the ET7, hear about how much range it has. Um, Hopefully it has the most range out of any electric vehicle with that 150 kilowatt hour battery. So I think that's really going to shock the market, and I don't think the market has really priced that in yet. So hopefully there's a good reaction to it come Monday. Honestly, I don't know how long the event is. I would assume it would be like 2 hours or something. I just wanted to get on here pretty early because I just purchased this live streaming software, so I wanted to make sure that we weren't going to have any technical difficulties or anything like that. Thank you. He said six shirt, man. How long is the event? Answer that. I also let everyone know in the Discord that one of the things I can do with this new software that I bought is actually let people in who are on the voice channel. So you guys won't just be hearing from me today, you'll also be hearing from some of the people in the Discord. So hopefully that makes this a lot more interactive, as we watch Neo Day and see what they have to unroll. What do you think about the new battery as a service? I think it's a good idea. Um, are you talking about the battery swapping 2.0? Neo to the moon for sure, for sure. Let's see if I can get this everyone in the Discord on here in the voice channel. Happy Neo Day. I will now be in the voice channel. If you guys want to speak on the stream, feel free to join. How much will the stock go up if there's good news? Honestly, I could not tell you that. Let me switch this to solo real quick. See, this is why we get on here early so we can figure out if there's any technical difficulties this morning or not. I should probably close all these other tabs though. Okay, so I just connected the voice channel in the Discord. Let's see if we can hear that when people start logging in. Okay, so Neo Day in about 40 minutes. Who's excited? What are your guys' thoughts? What's on your mind this morning? It feels like it was a long time coming. We've been talking about Neo Day since probably the end of the spring. So it's definitely been a long time coming as far as the electric sedan that NIO's releasing or supposed to be releasing today. That was something that was, going to be that was something that was going to be released in 2019. It got delayed because they said that they wanted to wait until they put out their new platform, which this sedan will actually run on. And it's finally here. So it's really been a long time coming for NIO. I still love that Neo is opening up a used Neo dealership. They want used Neos back so they can make sure the previous owner and the next buyer remain happy. I agree. That is definitely a very strong point of customer service, and that's one of the things that Neo bases their business off of understanding the user experience. Michael Bieber, one of my first subscribers, probably the first one, if not the second one. He says, up and ready for good news today. Neo starts today, my brother. Mike is my guy. So shout out to you, man. Thanks for making it on here this morning. What do you think of Neo price in comparison to Tesla, its life cycle? I feel like Neo is, William Lee said Neo is still a young man compared to Tesla. So there's kind of this gap to fill, but I think Neo will eventually fill the gap and be one of those strong competitors. I don't see it as like a Uber Lyft situation where Uber's the clear and cut winner. I see them both as a strong rivalry and strong competitors in this market. Good morning, Bunny. Back down to 45 to 47 or something, someone said. Hey, hey, hey. Good morning. You guys made it. You guys showed up today. Good morning. I'm excited for Neo Day. We're getting started pretty early. Maybe I could have started a little later, but it's good to get on now and make sure we don't have any technical difficulties and I can chop it up with you guys for a little bit before the live stream starts. Do you think the price prediction of CNN is in 12 months is realistic? So I was actually just looking at that yesterday with my friend and like what was it like one of them was like 400 something and then one was in the 300s like 327 and then the lowest point was about 99 or $100. Honestly, I believe that Neo is pretty undervalued. So in my opinion, and this is not financial advice or anything that anyone should use in regards to making any investment decisions, but in my opinion it's all about when is the market going to catch on that this is not just a car company. So you say it's like valued more than Daimler who's selling more cars, but at the end of the day it's an e-commerce business. At the end of the day it is a battery asset management company. At the end of the day it's entering the robo-taxi network that will be here in the near future, which is expected to be a $10 trillion market by the early 2030s, according to ARK Invest. So, do I believe Neo is undervalued today? Absolutely. If a stock like Chipotle can hit $1,000 and Neo has all these aspects going on in its business, that's really putting them up in that's really putting them up in market cap, but it hasn't reflected yet into like the actual market cap or the share price. Then I think that there's like exponential growth going into the future. And even when we just talk about the car business, if you think about electric cars, they're the most efficient thing to do. the market over time tends to lean to the most efficient thing to do. So as battery costs decline, as electric vehicles continue to be and become more practical for every consumer, then the internal combustion engine or legacy makers of uh, internal combustion engines, they're going to get disrupted because nobody's going to be buying that. No one's going to be buying that type of stuff anymore. Eventually, I'm about to buy a car probably within the next 2 months. And I really don't want to buy a gas car, but um, the costs haven't gotten to that point yet. So it's like I'm deciding, do I fork out the extra money for like a Tesla, or do I just buy a gas car and say this is my last gas car? So a lot of consumers are already thinking like that, and it's becoming more and more practical. And eventually, Kathy Woods was saying this the other day that a company like Tesla will get to the point where electric cars are $15,000. And I just talked about in my last NIO video that they're planning on making entry level cars allegedly. So um, it's just way undervalued. We're just waiting on the market. I want to eat some Chipotle with this stream, but it's too early. I agree. Chipotle would slap right now. You should upload this with this. You should upload this later. I will. I'll upload it, guys. This is definitely a moment for us. This is a moment for every Neo investor. We reached all-time highs. I don't even know what the stock is trading at right now. I try not to watch it that much. Um, except for like when I'm putting out a video, that's when I look at the price. But let's see. Yeah, we're at $58.92. As of Friday, we were up 8.55% for the day and up 0.24% in the after hours. Yeah, I want my first car to be a Neo too, but who knows how long they'll take to get to America. And also, I was actually holding out a little bit, but I was planning on posting a video probably sometime later this year. And because my car actually gave up on me at the beginning of the year, so I'm like, do I just get a Tesla or do I just spend what I have and go get something like a BMW or a gas car or Alfa Romeo or something like that? And I'm not really a fan of gas cars right now, but it's just not practical. I just graduated out of Michigan State University out of college in 2020, and I just started working. So cars are big wealth traps. I'd rather invest the money. How much do I have into Neo? That is a secret. But I kind of want to talk about some other stocks, but not in a Neo video. There's gonna be some pretty interesting videos coming on this channel this year. Maybe hire a car. Um, that might be a good idea, but I just like to have the freedom. I like to, if I want to go to the grocery store, I want to go to the grocery store. If I want to go to the movies or something, it's a lot different where I live. And also, I have like a lot of big announcements to make. So I do live in Michigan, right? But I probably shouldn't even make this announcement right now, but I am going to be moving to Texas, to Austin, Texas. Um, I'm working on that, but that will be happening this year. Please talk about the vegan stocks in the future. Hey, I actually did see that I actually did check out that, what is it? Plant and Co company that you were talking about. Revenues were up by a lot this year. Expenses were also up, but it's expected. The company's growing, but I couldn't consciously make a decision to invest in it because, I'm in the United States, and when I went to go check out their Instagram page, there was no Instagram page. And when I went to go on their Facebook, there was no post on their Facebook page. So I couldn't I being where I am, I can't consciously decide how the market will react to how the market will receive their product. And it's a very small company and it's a penny stock. So I personally didn't want to take that kind of risk, but I'm not saying that they can't grow and I'm not saying that I won't invest in them sometime in the future. Volvo has good electric cars. Oh, Volvo does have good electric cars. Volvo, I believe, will actually be a leader in Norway, in the high-end market. Um, their Polestar brand is pretty cool. They just don't have enough range. So when NIO gets over there, I expect a lot more people to buy NIOs because the technology, the EV and autonomous technology is a lot further ahead. Do you think NIO needs European and American market to be successful? It depends on how you define success, really. Um, so think about Netflix and think about Fubo TV, right? Say Fubo TV continued to stay like in this big niche of sports. Sports is very expensive, by the way, to produce that type of content, but Netflix is a very broad category, so they can increase their market cap a lot bigger by appealing to a wider target market. So if Neo just stayed in the Chinese market, yes, they would have success, but it would be a niche EV play, and how big could the market cap really get? That's like saying, does Apple want to just be an American company? No. They are probably the most cash rich company in the world, and they did that by expanding globally. So NIO wants to be one of the not just the best car company in the world, one of the best companies in the world. So I don't think that I do think that Neo needs to be a global company. That was the intention from the beginning, and there's a long way to go, and I'm really proud of them so far. Manny, what's up? Marquise, how's it going? Have you looked into Volvo? Oh yeah, I just answered that one. Thanks. Are you still invested in Arrow? I never invested in Arrow. I talked about it. I said that I like their market segmentation. But I was I might look for like the right time to invest in it. But I never invested in it. You invested in TVLT today. It's kind of up today too, isn't it? You know, I'm one of the things about TVLT though is they needed an extension to meet NASDAQ compliance, but other than that, in my opinion, everything's looking good. What about percentage wise? What percentage of NEO is your portfolio? Let me check on that for you. Mm, okay. Percentage wise, NEO is currently 67% of my portfolio. And I told you guys I'm not really the biggest fan of diversification. I had high conviction in NEO. The bet paid off. Hopefully it pays off moving into the future. I never invested any money that I'm not comfortable losing, even though it is a large chunk of money now, or a significant chunk of money, at least to me. Do you think Neo, the Very Good Food Company is your favorite vegan stock? I like the Very Good Food Company. I was actually going to invest a while ago, but I never ended up investing, and the thing's just been taken off. And what's that tattooed food something that I heard that was a good one. Haven't really looked into it. People have been talking about that in the Discord. Do you think Fisker will fail? So Fisker failed in the past. I'm the type of person I never want to discourage anyone from, starting up from American business in this country, or business in general. Um, I think I kind of sounded very bearish in that podcast that I did on Quibi. and I didn't want to come across that way, but what I did want to come across is I didn't think it was a good idea. The business ended up failing. So, do I think Fisker will fail? William Lee said that pretty much any electric car is selling in this market if it's a quality product. So I think Fisker could produce some quality products, put them out there, and have some success. Do I think they're going to be the market leader? No, I don't. I'm invested in NIO. What do you think about candy? It's very cheap. I wouldn't touch it. I know somebody who was, invested in candy a while ago. I haven't even looked at it, so that's not a fair. It's not fair for me to give an opinion on it, but honestly, I don't I don't think I need to look at it. And also, I don't think I need any more exposure to electric vehicles. So when people say like this is the next EV stock or this is the next EV stock, NIO is 67% of my portfolio. If you guys have seen my investments that I've been talking about as of lately, um, with the exception of Ideanomics, which is performing very well, by the way, and I've been keeping quiet about it. I haven't posted any videos about it because some people have been saying that it is a scam, and I was probably up 100% at the peak yesterday, and I'm gonna keep on holding it as a long-term investment. I'm not really watching it anymore, but yeah, I don't need any more exposure to electric vehicles right now. Who is this? Never mind. Oh, Tattooed Chef. Yes. What's your take on Caravan of China? I haven't heard of it. Buy the news on Monday. Um, if you want. I mean, I personally won't be buying any more Neo for a while unless there's a dip. Uh, long from a long-term perspective, I do think it's undervalued, so that's fair. Okay, live stream. Let's see. It's very faint, but can you guys hear the audio a little bit? I'll make the screen bigger in a little bit when they actually start too. Can you guys hear the audio a little bit? Let me know. Do I think IDEX is a good company? I think it's at a very good price. Do I think it's a good company? Yes. And I think it's tremendously undervalued. Um, but there are risks. It's a small company, low market cap. Oh, you guys can't hear the audio. Okay. Let's see. I mean, there's no really audio playing right now. It's just like a little bit of static. No one's speaking, if that makes sense. But hopefully when it starts, we'll be able to hear the audio. Okay. Who is commenting on my you said Reed Chicken Singapore, who is a popular stock YouTuber, thinks that battery swap is inefficient. He says that the battery swapping stations don't hold enough batteries. So with the battery swapping stations, for me, it's not really about holding enough batteries. Yeah, there's no sound coming out of the video yet. It hasn't started yet. Um, but there's no battery swapping. The point of the battery swapping stations, the main part is the separation of the vehicle and the battery. So imagine all those customers who bought a NIO when it first came out with the 70 kilowatt hour battery. Now they want more range. Do they have to go and buy uh, a completely new battery for the exact price, exact market price? No, they can switch and upgrade at a discount to the 150 kilowatt hour battery when it does come out. You said I need to click the live stream again? Okay, I'll make it full screen actually, but the point is that you can separate the vehicle from the battery. That makes the used car buying program more efficient. That makes people able to select in the beginning. Let's say you're at a point in time where you only need a 70 kilowatt hour battery. Now, let's say that you switch jobs and now you have to drive even further and you want more range. Now you can go 100 kilowatt hour and get more range. So, um, I think the battery swapping is a good idea. So battery swapping to me, the battery swapping stations are just this. I think it'll start at 5:30 a.m. But the battery swapping stations to me are just this bridge to bridge the gap until electric vehicles have enough range where you don't actually need to swap out your battery because you've charged it and the charge is going to last for so long and we can charge those batteries a lot faster. So that's what I think. But the live stream will start at 5:30 is what they said yesterday. I think my coffee is getting cold. Oh, the actual live stream has music, you say? Forrest, what link are you talking about? Oh, you said I'm on last year's one? Okay, there we go. For some reason, when I went to the website and I clicked on Neo Day, it took me to that one. So that's the EP9. You guys can all hear, right? No, I believe he is confused as why your title is Neo Day 2020. Oh, okay. So the title is Neo Day 2020 because this is Neo Day 2020. It got delayed because of the pandemic, so that's why they're doing it in 2021. I'm gonna close this Discord. You said we can hear your audio, but not from Neo. Maybe I take this headset. Can you guys hear it now? Oh, you said you could hear it. Oh my gosh, bro. I just took out my whole headset. That's okay. I didn't need it anyway. But am I still clear? Can you guys hear me clearly though? Okay, perfect. See, this is why I wanted to get on and figure this out early because I've never used this software before. I just bought it last night. Perfect, perfect. Forrest says it distorts your audio a bunch. Okay, no problem. All right, let me get back to these questions. I know I missed a bunch. Question 2. You're asking me about call options. I'm not gonna give like an answer on call options because to me options are gambling. I do play options from time to time, but I never use money that I don't expect to lose. So if I give you the wrong call on a call option and you take my call, your money could expire worthless. So I don't, I can't, I don't want to be responsible for that. And I don't want to cause anybody to lose their money. Obi, do you think Bitcoin could rise to 300K? That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Honestly, I'm not an economist. Um, there are some very smart people saying that Bitcoin is something you should stay away from. There's some very smart people saying that Bitcoin is severely undervalued, i.e. Kathy Woods, Anthony Pompliano, someone who doesn't believe in the Bitcoin, legendary investor Ray Dalio, biggest hedge fund in the world, Bridgewater and Associates. So, it's all perspective. I'm invested in Bitcoin. It's about 4% of the portfolio for me. So I'll just leave that there. I haven't been adding. I've just been kind of enjoying the ride here. Do you think we'll see their wireless charging patent to use this year? That would be awesome. Wireless charging does seem that it's like kind of picking up right now, so that would be interesting. That sounds like a possibility. You should watch Chicken Genius video. I really, I heard that a lot of people were saying that he was very bearish on it. I really tried to kind of ignore people's videos, but not pay attention to not pay attention to other people's stuff and just do my own research. Yo, what's up, Jeff? Dude, I'm on live right now. Oh, okay. Cool. I was thinking more people were about to hop into the live stream. I mean, into the Discord. For sure. I didn't even notice you were in here. I just looked and saw. Oh, okay. He said the background music is louder than you. Okay, cool. Okay, it's down now. Can you guys hear me? Or turn it off. Turn it down or turn it off. Okay, we're gonna turn the background music off until it starts, since you guys keep saying turn it down. I mean turn it down, but I turned it down already. Mm. Do you think the lines are gonna be too long for the battery swapping station? That's a good question, but they're honestly building a lot of battery swapping infrastructure and they have a lot of partners and they're a niche company right now, so we'll see what happens.
Just started actually. You guys did the link.
NIO's going to the moon.
Yeah, Mr. P or Obi or the guy named Nick Carson who's been putting out some videos too. Have you guys know him?
Did you stay up or wake up early?
Also, the dividend investor.
So I actually went to sleep at like 11:30, which is usually pretty early for me. I usually go to sleep really late and wake up really early. So I woke up early today.
like kind of stretching his videos necessarily.
NIO to the moon. What other stocks do you hold? Let's see. I pretty much talked about everything I hold on my channel except for stuff that probably isn't a good idea for people to invest in because it's probably a riskier stock. But let's go over it. So I hold BBVA, talked about that. I hold IDEX, talked about that. I hold CrowdStrike, talked about that. I hold GIV, GHIV, which is going to be United Chores Holding, talked about that. I have APXT, I just started that position. I have AVT, I've talked about that. I have Tough Built Industries, I talked about that. I have Stratasys, talked about that. That was a pretty good investment. Stratasys 3D printing, and of course I have NIO. On the OTC markets, let me see what I have on the OTC market. I have to go on my Charles Schwab. You said the title says 2020. This is NIO Day 2020. They ended up doing it in 2021. So let me take this off mute since there's news coverage now.
就是这个意思啦。其实，哇，你看这里有我们好多的这个，Hello， 啊，谢谢。那个我在，这是我的朋友是。
Well, the news coverage seems to be in Chinese, so hopefully they get subtitles on when everything starts. Do you think that NIO will dip after the event, or will it keep running? I found it quite strange that there wasn't really a hefty 1 to 2% sale. What made you invest in NIO? What made me invest in NIO was last year in 2019, watching that 60 Minutes interview. And I believe that William Lee just was going to be a great entrepreneur. You know, last year he pretty much said, do I understand Chinese? No, I don't. Last year he said, they asked him like, why is he doing this? And what do the Chinese think about him being a capitalist? And he said he was making a better world. And just looking at the products on how they displayed it on 60 Minutes, I thought it was going to be a really good company. And that's without taking a look at any financials. That's without taking a look at valuing the company or anything like that. So I figured like $3 a pop, they're raising capital, I should invest. So I actually did invest, ended up losing a ton of money, started swing trading the stock, ended up making 119% on NIO last year in 2019. And then in 2020, I felt like it was time to go long. So that's when I invested in NIO for the long run. And I think I started talking about it at $4 or $5 a share. I got 48 shares of APXT for an average of $14.58, waiting for it to take off. I'm glad you have it. Confirms my plan to see since you had NIO early. Thank you. So, you know, I don't plan on holding APXT too long. Hopefully it goes right. I'll do a video on it soon. I've just been pretty busy, but I usually don't talk about how many shares of anything that I have. I try to keep it, you know, low key because a lot of people who I know watch the channel, and I don't really like my business out there. But I have how many shares of APXC? I have 541 shares. So I put about 9,000 in there. I wonder if I put my headset in, can you guys hear me clearly? or can you guys hear me fine now?
而 New Life 呢，其实就是
Stocks versus real estate, which is better? So I've had this conversation with people who are in real estate. I've never done real estate personally, and real estate's always been like my long-term goal. So I figured stocks is a better place to start with less capital. Real estate can offer some pretty solid returns. So it's not necessarily which one is better than the other, because real estate is leverage returns. And the risk of leveraging your capital in real estate is not as high as the risk of leveraging your capital in stocks. For example, taking out a margin. So in real estate, if I put 10% down on, let's say, these are small numbers, but just to make it easy, on $100,000 property, and I get a 10% return, that's really all I need. In stocks, you know, we're looking to 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x our money over a long period of time. So it really depends. Not one is better than the other. Real estate's definitely more involving. Stocks is more passive. I would say the way I invest in stocks isn't really passive, because, you know, we're kind of hustling the market a lot. We're looking, we're researching, we're doing a lot of things, valuing a company, reading technicals. So stocks can be passive. That's index fund investing. So it really all depends. Not one is better than the other. Do you think solid state batteries are a threat to NIO? No. I don't think so. If anything, if solid state batteries end up becoming a threat, like NIO, this probably wouldn't happen, but they could consolidate as far as like battery technology, and they have a battery asset management company, so I'm pretty sure that they are on top of making batteries that are going to be the right fit in the future. So, but NIO could end up using solid state batteries. Who knows? Yes, Courtney Young, ballers, true. Your friends can't know your financial business. Too much love from London, bro. Thank you. I agree. You know, you don't want people to start treating you differently. The event actually isn't starting till 7 p.m. Chengdu time, which is in 32 minutes. So, okay. Thank you for the update, because I didn't know that. What did you study in school? I studied research and analytics and sales leadership. Not at all. I think it would take a few years for solid state batteries. By that time, the current batteries will improve in the order of magnitude also. That's a fair look at the situation. I know NIO has partnered up with people to make lithium phosphate batteries with cattle too, and they say that those are a lot safer than nickel and cobalt batteries as well. So when people say solid batteries are safer, we haven't really seen any like battery fires from NIO this year. We saw battery fires last year at the beginning, to be honest. We've seen battery fires from Tesla before, to be honest. So who knows? It starts in 32 minutes.
Simon 不塞车的主播 Simon。嗨，大家好，我是前方加速度的主播陶乐。
Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Welcome to the stream. Do you think the American economy could collapse due to COVID? That's more of a question for like an economist, but to be honest, like they're printing so much money, like they're not letting the economy fail. The stimulus is kind of what a lot of people call, you know, bridge the gap stimulus, and by saying that I mean until like we can make it to the other side where
businesses are back open, where the cruise lines are back open, where places that people frequent are back open, and jobs are being put back into the economy. I read an article yesterday, not to get political or anything, that since Trump left office, there are 3 million less jobs than when he began. Obviously, we're in a pandemic. I'm not supporting Trump. I'm not political. I'm not getting political, but it all depends. They're printing money. They didn't print this much money ever in the history of the United States. In 2008, they certainly didn't have this type of stimulus. So who knows? What made you start YouTube? That's a great question. So I honestly started YouTube because I had just graduated from school. I actually do have another YouTube channel, so I've been on YouTube for a while. I just wasn't taking the other channel very seriously. But I started YouTube because I felt like NIO was very undervalued. I was talking about NIO at $4 or $5 this year. I knew of the company since last year, and I felt like it was very undervalued. So I figured, let me talk about it now and document this. And hopefully it takes off sometime in the future. Did I expect it to happen so quickly? Absolutely not. But the rest is kind of history. And I kind of like YouTube. I like that people can just put their ideas out there. Obviously, a lot of bad comes with that, but there's also a lot of good in freedom of speech and the platform and how it works.
所以今天晚上我们一定要玩得开心，最重要啦。
He said that's a whole lot of people at an event during the pandemic. What's up, Travis? When the first bubble popped, we only filled the bubble more. Yeah, this whole thing of printing all this money, even though it's needed, and I have compassion and empathy for those who are in need, it's really kicking the can down the road, and some people suspect that America never plans to pay off all the debt that we're taking out. Kathy Wood says one way to pay off the debt is through innovation, so that's why people really need to consider, electric vehicles. They really need to consider 3D printing, genomics. That's what she thinks. So I'm not sure. I know that once it gets posted to the main channel, you can go on YouTube and you can turn the captions on after the live stream, but I don't think with the live stream you can have captions. So again, I actually do have this software that transcribes and translates everything from Chinese to English. So if it comes down to that, I will download the whole NIO Day and transcribe it from Chinese to English and upload it back on YouTube if anyone wants to go back. He said, Obi, get to translating. I don't speak Chinese. I can call some people that speak Chinese, but it's like 4 a.m.
让宝君跟大家打个招呼，欢迎各位用户。宝君在哪里？
How long does it take you to edit YouTube videos? So the editing process, that can take me like an hour to an hour and 30 minutes. And then making a thumbnail, that can take 20 minutes. Getting your tags and description right, that can, take like 45 minutes. So in a culmination of and then filming could probably take like 30, 40 minutes. So it takes a long time to make even a short video. Okay, I'm glad you were just kidding. I was really trying to think of who should I call someone now and invite them into this and have them translate, because I have a friend who is very fluent in Chinese.
我们有运力中心、宣传中心以及 AI 信息中心。哇 ，AI 啊，听上去好高大上，对不对？特别是高智能。那么这时候呢，我们想
innovation in our labor. That's true. That's true. That's why you know, this infrastructure bill, hopefully a lot of infrastructure comes out of the Biden administration and puts a lot of jobs back into the American economy. We outsource a lot of stuff. Any bets on who's going to perform? No idea.
在这3天接到的1000多位车友中，我最关心其中一位。
Do you flip sneakers? Yes, I do. It's more so, do I personally flip them at this point? I used to in the past. I have a video on my channel of my friends who started a sneaker company that I just invest in at this point. I have very little time at this point to see all the sneakers all the time and go to the stores and flip them and ship them out and use bots and wake up. I'm already up, but like to be up at 9 a.m. on the sneaker drop or like Sunday, Saturday, Fridays, I don't have time. Do you think he will take away jobs in fracking and oil? I mean, everyone says that Biden supports a greener, more sustainable economy. He personally has said himself that he will not, so we'll go with what he said. I remember during the presidential debate, he said that he was not going to he's not going to destroy fracking when Donald Trump accused him of destroying fracking. So.
Hello， 大家好，我是来自深圳的 ES8 车主闵志铁。
Hyundai partnership is highly unlikely. Hyundai will not become a contract manufacturer without some significant partnership deal. Wasn't that just a rumor in the talks?
特别棒，而且机组成员都是我们未来的用户，是不是？这是未来1号啊，这是啊。
对，好的，非常感谢我们这些志愿者的分享。那么现在我们把目光再转向主舞台，把时间交给唱片骑士达达。
掌声有请。
Yeah, it would be nice if they do some subtitles.
我是今天晚上的暖场主持人，也是平时大家在车里面听的 U Radio 里面的唱片骑士达达。今天太开心了，你们的心情怎么样？哎，好像还不错哎。
How long do you guys plan on holding your NIO investment?
左边的观众，让我听到你们欢呼声。酷，中间呢？ OK， 还有包括右边的，让我听到你们欢呼声。虽然大家现在都戴着口罩啊，但是你们的热情我已经完全感受到了。啊，对，我突然想了一个人，山顶上的505的水准。
How much money do you want to be retired from secular work?
山顶上的视野怎么样？
I've thought about this a little bit.
你说什么？我听。
I've actually thought about this a lot, to be honest. So, as far as you know, working a 9 to 5 or whatever the case may be, that's currently what I do. I think that I'm somebody who I don't want to have the most money. You know, I don't want to be like the richest person on the planet. I don't want to like compound wealth to make it to you know $30 million, then to 40 million, then to 80 million, then to 100, then to $1 billion. That's just not me. When money, I feel like money, a lot of money comes with, you know, even more stress. You might be running a bunch of companies. You might be doing a lot of things that you don't necessarily want to do, and then you get stuck in that life cycle. I think, I just have enough money to be free. And once I do that, I'm out of the game. I'm out of the stock market. But I won't be out of real estate because that's passive income cash flow. But you know, once I make enough, I can live comfortably. So I think that number for me is like 2-3 million. And I'm good for life. I'm set. That's all I need. You said 400 shares of NIO would make you a millionaire? I mean, yeah. 400 if honestly if you are continuing to invest, if let's say you have like, let's say some arbitrary number, let's say you have like 35,000 in the market, and you continue to contribute just 1,000 a month to your portfolio, and you compound that money at 30% a year for 10 years straight, you're gonna be a millionaire by, what year is it right now? 2020. You're gonna be a millionaire by 2030. Only on a 30% return. So does it make sense to really go out there in the market and take risks that aren't really calculated just so that you can make like 200% in a day, 300% in a day, and think that you can do that often? No. For me, it's just like, no, you won't need 4,000. You won't need 4,000 to make a million. You need, if you have around 35, 40,000 in the market, you get a 30% return on that money, and you compound that money. Oh, you mean 4,000 shares? Sorry, you're right. You're right. I mean, but no, if you continue to invest a rack a month for 1,000 a month for 10 years straight, then you will have around $1 million. If you can just compound it at 30% per year. Obviously, you can't just let it sit. It's not going to get to $1 million. It has a lesser probability of reaching $1 million, and that might take a longer time. 333 price per share. That would be awesome. We look forward to that day. It's gonna come, in my opinion. It's just a matter of time. Okay, what were you guys saying about Toyota? Toyota's leadership has no vision and is way too conservative. Whoever Apple chooses will prosper. The average person buys stuff because it's popular. Not my thoughts. That's what he said. That's what Travis said. Toyota has a huge market cap and is being used in Apple. So there's this interview of Kathy Woods versus this value investor, and the topic is value investing dead? Kathy Woods argues obviously that she doesn't say that value investing is dead, but she says that there's a lot of value traps out there that are going to be disrupted in the future by obviously innovation. And the value investor says that value is not dead because value is severely underpriced right now. And if value snaps back to, all-time highs, he believes that it has a chance of outperforming growth. So in talking about his discussion and talking in this discussion and getting his point across, he talks about how Toyota is selling a lot more cars than a company like Tesla, but at the same time, Tesla is being valued at about, I think he said $50,000 per car sold. So it kind of brings you to this point of like, is value investing really dead, or is it is growth the only way to generate some good returns in the future? But at the same time, do you think that there will be a correction in the EV stocks? Who knows? I don't. That's why I'm invested, because I think that there's a lot of things that are not priced in, and that there's a lot of people who just don't get the story. So I want to know your guys' thoughts on that. Is value investing something that people should be considering, or do you guys only invest for growth, really?
好像他们也有一些心里话想要跟大家讲啊，我们先来听听我这边的妞妞想跟大家说一些什么。大家有听懂吗？ 哎，我听懂了，我给大家翻译一下啊。旁边这只牛牛说
Those look like
新的一年
Teletubbies.
里，祝大家身体健康，万事如意，全速前行。好像表达的意思有点多哈，有说那么多话吗？不重要。OK， 还有跟我讲悄悄话，说今天在场
Somebody in the Discord said those are NIO
个
bulls.
座位下面有100只跟他们同款的公仔，大家有发现吗？先赶紧找看，找到的先炫耀一下，让我们的摄像机也捕捉一下。哇，新年的第一份幸运啊！
He said I gotta learn Chinese before next NIO day. Me too.
那在我们的台侧呢，也会有2个这个大的牛牛想要跟各位互动，所以说如果要是一会儿各位见到他们的话，请给他们一个深情的拥抱。喂，来，我们来演示一下，他好像很怕我。OK， 好，再演示一下哈，好像很难抱住的样子，没关系，一会儿大家碰到了去深情的给他一个拥抱就好了。OK， 那接下来的时间就交给我们。
I think growth is good because people have been value investing for a long time from what I've seen. Growth stocks are the future and has the potential for untapped markets like Amazon years ago. I agree with you. I'll take your side on that because, you know, with value, it's also that you have to figure out what's going to be a value trap, like what industries are going to get disrupted. And if you're in an industry that someone thinks is that, like Kathy Wood says, could be a value trap, and that industry gets completely disrupted, but you invested basically on the price to book ratio and other valuation metrics that lead you to believe that it's undervalued, then, you know, that's going to be something that's not good for your portfolio or your money over the long term at all. The majority of stocks in my portfolio are growth stocks. I only have like one value stock, and I kind of consider it like a value growth stock, but mostly leaning towards value, and that was AVT. I bought it when I saw that the price to book ratio was pretty low. That was like 2 weeks ago. I mean, the price to book ratio was a good ratio. But that was about 2 weeks ago, and it's up like 20%. So, and it also pays a dividend. So that's probably going to be it for me. You know, I don't really look for like dividend stocks or anything like that. Dividend investing is something I'll probably tap into more in probably 2023. 2021, I'm still growth investing. I'm still trying to find good opportunities to multiply. 2022, I'll probably start saving up some cash, looking for real estate. 2023, I'll probably start dividend investing. So that's kind of my plan. That can change over time. PS5 or Xbox Series X? So I've always been a PlayStation guy. I currently don't have any video game system. I had the PlayStation 4. I used to play Just Cause on there a lot. That was my favorite game. But all my friends have the Xbox, so like they're telling me like if you're getting a gaming system, get the Series X. So I might go with Xbox this time. I just like PlayStation better. I like how the controller feels in my hand. And I know they got those PlayStation exclusives too. But what's your choice? Are you a PlayStation or Xbox guy? Can anyone name the next NIO stock? I was thinking NGA versus Workhorse. Something I want to do in 2021 is hopefully find that next stock that's going to, you know, multiply your money really quickly within a year span, and not just a 2x. So I want to find something like that, but you know, when you're looking for stocks like that, it gets risky, it gets scary. So you gotta be careful because nothing that's gonna make your money multiply that quickly comes without risk. So, you know, people thought NIO was gonna go bankrupt. That was the risk. And there's obviously still more risk than that, but you know, that was the main thing holding the stock back. And they proved to everybody that they weren't and that they have more than enough cash. you know, after having cash infusions and getting investments from the Hefe investors and things like that. When the markets and U.S. economy stabilizes, I'll look more into value stocks. For now, if they keep printing, I'll be pouring money into future stocks. I want to see what America prioritizes. Yeah, that's true too. Like, you don't know how long you're going to be sitting in the cruise lines. When are people going to start? I mean, the vaccine is here, right? I have a friend who actually just got the vaccine because he works in healthcare. But it's like, when is stuff going to reopen up? You don't want your money to be dead money for a while, in my opinion. That's just how I think about it. If you get into value stocks, your money could be dead money for a while right now. When are people going to start tapping back into those industries? Who knows? So it's something to watch closely. But also, you know, you might not want to get in too late. I think long term, there's a lot of future value. The banks are pretty beaten up right now. Banking stocks, you know, most of them are down about 10%. So, you know, I'm in BBVA. That one's been working out pretty good for me. I'm up about 25%. Bank of Argentina. So who knows? It's just 2020 has been a weird year, a weird and wild year. Hopefully 2021 things get back to normal for people. So you said that you like micro vision. Oh, I thought you said micro strategy for a second.
2020 NIO Day 马上开始，各单位准备啊，灯光、音响。
You said I don't look into safe, so you take a very risk-on approach, and I take a very risk-on approach too. Like, I was in NIO. I started in NIO at around $4. It's. Let me know this. NIO promotion still, WeBull promotion still going on till 30th. They extended it. But what was I saying? Do you think the government, COVID was created by the government? I'm not a conspiracist. I don't think so. This is something that's very serious. We've seen a lot of people and families like damaged by it, so I'm not going to say anything like that. I do need to learn Chinese.
在这申办的过程当中，很多人都投了票，很多人也都拉了票，很多人也都参与到这个申办的过程当中。所以接下来让我们一起来学习，慢慢地从one of them will pop one day。这10个城市都付出了一些什么？所有的未来的用户都付出了什么？我们一起看看大屏幕。
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, I remember what I was talking about now. I was talking about I'm very risk on in my approach too. You mentioned that you don't really care to play it safe. But you know, when I am risk on in my approach, I diversify. So if I'm going big in a stock like NIO, I kind of went big in NIO, so that was like a lot of risk there. But like in all my other stocks, I'm diversified aside from my NIO position. So money in Bitcoin, that's as big as my position in CrowdStrike. That's as big as my position in Stratasys. And then aside from that, I have a business that I'm running. So it's not really just diversification of your stock market portfolio, but it's diversification across asset classes. And I'm also invested in a private company. So even though I'm not diversified in my stock market portfolio, I'm still diversified in a lot of these things. If I was only in them, would be seen as very high risk assets. I think even if the United States is responsible for the creation of COVID, there's nothing else normies can do about it. So I agree with you. I take that approach to life as well, because There's nothing you can do about it, right? All you can do is play the cards that you're given, play the hand that you're dealt. So, we can complain and cry about stuff, and not saying anybody's crying or complaining, but just speaking in general about, what goes on, or we can decide to, make a change and kind of do for ourselves. Like, there's a lot of people, and some people have to, but like there's a lot of people who don't have to, that wait on the government for them to do stuff for them. But you can actually take initiative and change the direction of your own life, and all it takes is maybe 6 months of laser focus. So that's the way I look at it. So I agree with you too, Travis. She's actually his wife. She works as a TV anchor. Are you saying she's William Lee's wife? With Biden in office, we will see MJ stocks up in the green. Tech stocks, of course, EVs, but I've been looking into Rolls-Royce. They are going to start making similar model liquid salt or thorium power systems. Interesting. I haven't checked it out. Is that just... Oh, no. So it's not just here, it's actually other streams too. I can hear from people in Discord, but who knows what's going on right now. Yeah, I can hear you guys. Is it just my stream doing this? Someone said, Obi, make it work again. Hey, Dame, what's up? How's it going? You haven't missed anything, man. I wonder why this is so...
Isn't that a Windows game? Oh, come on, not again. Yeah, the Mahjong.
Yeah, that's true. Yo, no way this is just mine doing this. Thank you for streaming it. I hope all is well. Yes, all is well. I'm happy to be up. Happy to be here right now. It's a great day for NIO investors. NIO is releasing 2 vehicles, right? I think they're only releasing 1. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they said that they were working on a second one. Yeah, I've heard that they had another sedan in the planning and in the works. Okay, NIO stream is lagging everywhere. Thank you. He said hitting it with a hammer usually works for me. Come on, Neo. We're in America. Some of us are in America.
Hi, 大家好。It's a new day. It's a new day. 黑夜儿闪耀，阴云却不放。转眼就开开。
Dude, there are literally there's so many people in there.
骄傲的时代，究竟有多少？谁在寻找谁？
For Biden to invest in EV and renewable resources, he will have to spend billions, hence further national debt. Is that a bad idea? I don't think so. You know, we can't weigh sustainability, the cost of sustainability, and the impact of the economy. I mean, we can't weigh like the price of sustainability and providing better quality of human life and making the world a better place long term. You can't put a dollar sign on that. So that's more important than financials. That's more important than GDP. And then at the end of the day, like I said, Kathy Wood said the way to bridge the gap between the trillions and trillions of dollars of debt added onto our balance sheet this year is through innovation. So I don't think it's a bad idea. Exactly. EV is going to make money. He said Jack Ma makes a surprise appearance. We haven't had any news yet, so you guys just arrived at the right time. It's pretty much, and everything's in Chinese, and I don't speak Chinese, so you know we're just waiting. He said if Migos made a rap song about NIO, that would give the sock a lot of publicity. Trust me, when NIO comes to the US, some of your favorite rappers are going to be pushing some NIO cars. I think that guy, I think he was trolling. I don't think Jack Ma is there. Is Jack Ma really there? He said, I threw the sink for this stock.
大家好，大家好，大家好 ，Hello， 未来的朋友们，大家晚上好。很开心啊，我是未来创始版 ES8 的车主范烨，非常开心今天晚上能在这边。
You said it's 2021, but this is NIO Day 2020.
OK， 然后我也是本届我们用户顾问团的成员之一啊。
There will be a NIO Day 2021 as well. This is NIO Day 2020. Can you do an updated new video on Ideanomics? Because of the Wave acquisition, Ideanomics is now a competitor to Blink in installing Wave technology in its buses that should come out soon. William, I haven't been talking about Ideanomics on the channel. I still have my position. A lot of people think it's a scam, so I just wanted to invest in it, see where it goes, and prove something down the road. But I'll make an IDEX video since you asked. Sooner than later.
那我还是需要走一下流程啊。我们这个旁边这一位，我一定要隆重介绍一下，是我们华语乐团非常非常有名的一位音乐制作人。
Palantir and NIO to the moon. So I honestly I honestly am looking into Splunk instead of Palantir.
谢谢大家，
Um,
谢谢未来，特别
the PE ratio is a lot lower.
特别幸福。
But what do you think about Splunk,
跟大家一起
Michael?
玩音乐，然后还参加了这个社区的这么嗨的一场活动，我自己觉得是不可思议的。所以接下来就跟大家一起唱歌吧。
OK， 好，大家一定就知道我们今年的主题是什么。Always forward.
And William, that's a good thing too, because like, you know, I feel like it gives us like a lot of opportunity to make it a solid investment over time. Buy Microsoft, it will make you a millionaire. Do you think Microsoft, as big as it is, has as much growth potential as like some of these other investments out here?
然后有人一定已经会唱了，然后我们 NIO Radio 里面也已经有了5.1的一个立体声的版本啊，环绕的版本。那么今天呢，在这个舞台上啊，我希望由我们
I wonder if there's like tools here.
用户，我们所有的这个 NIO 的伙伴们，然后当然是还有在场的所有人跟我们一起高歌出这首歌，好吗？
好，你们如果不会唱的话，应该不会坐在这里，对不对？所以就是你们都会唱，对不对？ 希望大家呢，待会儿同时呢维护这个秩序，但是同时呢也跟我们一起唱，好不好？那我们一起来唱吧。
Be prepared for the NIO news to get sold, says Mirza. They usually get an American performer, maybe that's later on. What is your go-to charging stock in conjunction with NIO? I don't have one. I'm honestly moving across different sectors right now instead of being an EV. But I do think that NIO is a charging company, so NIO Power. What charging stock do you like? Any thoughts on traveling after COVID? You mean like the travel industry or just in general? Like just say you want to take a trip somewhere. So for me, as far as traveling, I'm actually moving soon, so I'm gonna be traveling. Right now, I wouldn't be traveling after COVID. You know, once there's a vaccine out there, I would definitely, you know, take some trips. And I feel like going around and seeing the world is something that like is super important. So that's something that's like on my bucket list for sure. Eventually, I just want to travel the world for a while. Traveling right now, would I go like out the country? Probably not. But as things kind of cool down, then definitely for sure, I would go to China eventually. So one of my friends actually told me this morning at like 4:30 a.m. I forgot to text her back, but she's like, I bought this BNGO stock, and I'm like, how'd you hear about that? I know BNGO has to do with genomics. I don't know too much about the company. A lot of people are saying that it was like the next hot stock or whatever, but I try not to chase. I like to let things come to me pretty much organically. So maybe I'll look into it, maybe I don't. But I've only heard positive things about it so far. I haven't looked into it though, so I don't have an opinion. I made good money off Plug, Switchback Energy, and recently got a small position back in on Blink. Nice. I wanted to get in Blink at $7 and I never pulled the trigger. I hate when that happens. Like I should have been buying that stock heavily. That could have been a nice little return there, and it was one of the top movers for 2020 as well. NIO will do a lot of its stuff in-house, I believe. LiDAR big this year along with EVO. LiDAR is big. XPeng announced that its next generation autonomous driving technology will be running on LiDAR as well. So a lot of people are using LiDAR. Tesla is moving against that. I believe that in the future, we kind of see NIO move away from solely relying on the LiDAR. But for now, that's what we're going to see from them is what I think. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that NIO will not be using, do you guys think that NIO won't be using LiDAR in the future and have their own kind of like, almost like vision network like Tesla?
我们NIO band 的歌是不是很棒很棒？然后请大家自己介绍一下吧。大家好，我是浅草一刀。
It's kind of cold in this basement. Those big misses make you better later. Yeah. I mean, when you're playing with your, I never really paper traded. I never paper traded because there's something about me, and I'm not encouraging anybody else to do this, but when my own money is on the line, you know, I take it a lot more serious. If I'm paper trading, I'm not like in and out of I'm not in and out of the brokerage account and watching it so very heavily. Yo, where's the ET7, man? Where's that 150 kilowatt hour battery that we're waiting for?
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hill， 我也是来自南宁的
I'm
车
about to
主。
put a hoodie on, guys. It's cold down here.
Hello， 大家好，我是来自上海的康小康，我是三手芒果。大家好，我也是成都的车主，我是成都人，大家好。好，其实，在我们 New Band 里面还有一位很棒的小提琴手，我们的席安。很可惜，因为今天晚上种种原因没有办法来到我们现场，但是一样的，我们通过我们的转播屏、电视机屏，一样给他送去最热烈的掌声，好吗？
谢谢大家，大家再次掌声给我们所有NIO band 的朋友们，好不好？再给一次掌声，还有刚才为我们一起演唱的合唱团，谢谢大家。其实刚刚过去的2020年呢，是非常不平凡的一年，各行各业一定都受到了不同程度的冲击。我们这个乐团其实大家也是，我自己呢作为音乐人，这一年呢大部分都是待在家里吧，然后工作也没有那么多，也没有跟亲人朋友们陪伴在一起，更多呢都是音乐陪伴着我，然后给了我向前的力量。所以呢，在接收到这个主题曲的创作任务时，
Is anyone buying Bitcoin, you said? I'm honestly just waiting and holding what I have. You never know, but like honestly, Bitcoin is all a confidence game. No one knows where it's gonna go for real. It's all on what people expect it to be. So you could see Bitcoin crash 70%. You could see Bitcoin double again. Who knows? I wouldn't buy it just because somebody else is buying it. Just make sure the decision is yours and yours alone.
Papa, 那个你每次都是这么说。小北，今天是不是还没有亲爸爸呀？忘记了吗？来，亲爸爸一个。
封城之后，火锅店停业了，几十号员工只能待在宿舍里，店里也只剩下了我和厨师老刘。可生活
I turned my camera off so we could see the screen a little bit better, but I'll turn it off. Turn it back on after this. It looks like there's some subtitles on here, so kind of watching this.
有效切断病毒传播途径，坚决遏制疫情蔓延势头，确保人民群众生命安全。
北医院卧来怂吧。
因为总在外面接触，心里难免有些担心，就索性住在店里。这一住就1个多月了。
XRP, XRP, the currency, or Ripple the company? For as far as XRP, I wouldn't invest in it. Do I think it has some use application in the future? Absolutely. It seems to be like it's going to be how do you think about this? How do you get $1 million from one side of the world to the other side of the world very fast?
Right.
There's no way to do that. So XRP seems to be like a quick way and a good way to make large transactions and move money really quickly. The point of the currency, they're not trying to increase the share price. They want, the price of the coin, they want to keep it low. But Ripple, the company, is actually going. I think that there's a more profitable opportunity to invest in Ripple than to invest in XRP as a digital currency, if that makes sense. And then, yeah, XRP, they're going through this whole thing right now where they try to raise capital like a publicly traded company. And there's that whole battle they're fighting with the SEC. And you see places like Coinbase kind of lashing out, like someone mentioned in the comments. So who knows if they win that battle or not, but that just goes to show you the risk when you invest in digital currency. You know, XRP had stopped trading for a while. I don't know if it resumed trading or not. I haven't been keeping up with it. For me, I try to stick with, I like 2 cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and Ethereum. ARC-G and ARC-K. I like ARC-G a lot. I'm actually thinking about investing in that one. I haven't yet. I don't know, genomics is out of my realm of confidence. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm, like a genetics specialist and I know everything about genomics. So if I want exposure to that industry, I feel more comfortable putting my money with somebody like ARK Invest and Kathy Woods to manage it for me, doing the research that they do, and I'm trusting their opinion and their investment decisions, taking a lot out of my control. And that's the best thing to do, since I'm not a specialist or expert or anything in that type of area. Instead of just try to go, gamble on like one random company. If I was going to do that, I would probably pick CRISPR, because I've been learning about CRISPR since I was in elementary school. We learned a little bit about CRISPR. We learned a little bit about CRISPR in middle school. We learned a little bit about CRISPR in college. But I would definitely, if I was going to invest in the genomic space, I would go ARC-G. ARC does have a good history. So you said, are there any 3D stocks that I'm looking at? I'm in Stratasys. The return on that has been pretty good. It's been phenomenal. I was talking about it earlier this year on this channel. Bought in a little bit too high, averaged down to around $12 per share. It's at like $24 per share. So I'm somewhere north of 100% return. And I don't want to let this market make me seem like I'm making like great. Oh, it's at $28 per share. So Stratasys is doing really good. Yeah, DDD was that was another good company. So. Do you think Kodak will recover somewhat? Thinking about long call option. Kodak might get disrupted. You know, I was watching an old show on Hulu, I think, or Netflix or something. And they were like, no, I was watching whatchamacallit. I was watching a Drake and like Trey Songz commercial, and they're like, it was a Kodak commercial. They're like, let's have a Kodak moment. When was the last time you heard somebody talk about a Kodak moment? You know, there's so much technology out here. An iPhone has like better camera potential and better specs than a lot of these cameras nowadays. So Kodak really has to find ways to innovate, and I wouldn't put any money there personally. Do you think they will use Steve Jobs' hologram to introduce the Apple and NIO partnership today? Are you joking? Oops, sorry guys. Dang, this is making me kind of hungry. Oh, I did not know Kodak was going into printing and other things. I haven't really been keeping up with it, but just on how I knew it in the past. Michael Wright says, I believe there will be subtitles once William Lee comes on stage. That would be great. Will NIO have enough funds to build that extensive infrastructure in Europe? NIO is very cash heavy right now. NIO's raised a lot of funding. And I think they might even raise even more. But I think NIO will. Oh, okay, I thought so. I worry about a Monday dip, but long term it won't matter. Buying into NIO early, best decision ever. When the guy at the barbershop asks you about NIO, it's too late. No, seriously, everyone's like, did you see NIO? Did you see NIO? NIO has seriously taken off. I love sushi. Xpeng is coming with the second factory this year. China is a huge market, and there's enough room in ordering production. Yeah, there's enough room. There's enough room for both of these companies, I believe.
Huh?
Who do you think will be the bigger winner between the two, though, Michael? Should NIO build their own cars? What are your thoughts? So NIO, their manufacturing strategy right now is working good. The gross margin during the earnings call should have increased by a lot. By the Q4 gross margin should be really nice. So, around 20, 22 maybe is what I'm predicting. But does NIO really need to predict their own cars? Their manufacturing strategy with Jack is working. They're already building the motors for XPT Motors. XPT Motors is going to run independently of NIO. So they're making profits in a lot of different ways. If the cars are high quality and it's working out, do they need to build their own cars? I like Tesla, but a lot of Tesla users tell me there's things like panel gaps. A lot of them say that there's quality issues. So if NIO is, high quality and their cars are being, assembled by Jack, then I don't really think that at this point in time they need to build their own cars, but maybe in the future. Manufacturing is a tough thing to do. Both will probably be okay, but depending on how Tesla works with China, could hurt the loser and all this. So, I definitely agree with you on Lee. I think hybrid cars, I said this on the channel too before, but I think hybrid cars are kind of like bridging the gap, right? So eventually everything's going to be electric. So if you want longevity in the automotive industry, do you structure your car company around a hybrid business model? That's kind of like short term to near term. Or do you structure your company around electric vehicles, which is going to be ultimately the winner over time, is what I think. So I think that's why Lee is, like you say, like people don't have that same type of conviction in Lee as they do for something like NIO or Tesla or Xpeng.
全世界爆发疫情是我们都不想看到的。我们在企业自救的同时，能够帮助到他人，不给社会添负担。那么也希望疫情能够早日结束。
Should I make a popcorn? Is it just a movie? That's what I'm thinking. What time is it right now? In Michigan, it's currently 6:28 p.m. Eastern time. When are they going to kick this thing off? Is this going to be an all-day type of thing? Okay. Looks like we're getting started, guys.
信念与勇气，让我们前行。大家好，我是李斌，欢迎来到未来日。Welcome to NIO Day.
And we got the translation.
我们终于
I want you guys to be able to see the whole thing, so I'm going to turn my video off, but I'll still be talking.
欢迎大家来到现场，也欢迎我们64个分会场的朋友们，欢迎你们。欢迎所有在收看直播的朋友们，欢迎你们！人间烟火气，花重景观城。感谢热情好客的东道主，谢谢我们成都的和四川的车友，谢谢。今年的 NIO Day 采用了申办制。
Fernando, I haven't heard of that. That's an interesting thing. I'm writing that down right now. I'll look into it.
的城市的用户，也感谢每一位投票的用户，是你们让今年的 NIO Day 有了不一样的精彩。谢谢你们的参与，谢谢。这一次 NIO Day 一共有168位用户志愿者，热情接待。来自全国各地的车友，感受到了他们的热情，感受到了吗？谢谢你们，谢谢。
John, NIO is ramping up production capacity.
今天一共还有263位用户参与了 NIO Day 的共创。
NIO will eventually get to the point where they deliver 300,000 vehicles.
感谢参与共创用户的。
Remember, they're not just in China. They plan on heading to Europe, potentially Norway.
感
this
谢
year.
每一位关注和参与的朋友，谢谢。
Yes, Norway has the highest adoption rate out of all
每一个人
places with electric vehicles. Their adoption rate is actually 80%.
刚才大家看到的
it's pretty
影片
great.
源于未来用户的真实故事。
China is the biggest electric vehicle
其实，在
market,
最黑暗的时刻，
so NIO's
未
positioning
来社
themselves
区
for
的
the
每
right
一位用户
places.
都没有失去前行的勇气，没有失去追求美好未来的信念。我和大家更新一下3位用
Even
户的近
acknowledging
况。
COVID, the U.S.
刘
is
林的
always
2家火
lagging.
锅店生意
That's
火
true.
爆。
China's a very innovative market compared to us. People are willing and able to try new things
文化
well
行业
before us.
逐步复
Like
苏，
battery swapping,
人众
you know,
已
we
经重
try
新回到
Tesla
舞
used
台，
it first, but
上演了
there's all these
10多
new
场话剧，
ideas of, you know,
演出
battery as a
很受
service
欢
that
迎。
companies like NIO kind of brought to market
陈迪
and
斌
really
的第一家
popularized.
客栈
So the
长城
market
客
in
马，
China
所以
really
他的
does
第二家客栈
receive battery
正
swapping
在建
well
造
over
中。
there. So that's what I
他还
mean when I
参
say
与
that
了豪华不
they're
票
a market that's
部
willing
署
to try
环泸
innovation
沽
a
湖
lot
的
before
无
us.
体力充电桩。好，为了感谢3位分享了这么精彩的故事和带来的正能量，好，现在是带货时间啊！说去武汉吃火锅，一定要去刘林的火锅店；去看话剧，一定要去看任重演的《莎士比亚别生气》；去泸沽湖，一定要去兵哥的客栈。
Can I move my screen or no?
在这充满挑战的一年，未来的用户积极参与社会公益活动。疫情期间，2476名用户和未来用户信托一起，给武汉捐赠了825万8101元的现金和物资。2020年，有超过12000名未来用户参与了超过500场的公益活动，抗击疫
Battery
情，
swapping
助
does
力
lower
环保。
the
关
barrier
爱
to
和
entry
帮
for a
助
lot
弱
of
势人群。
potential
未来的用户
customers.
一直在努力传递爱与温暖。虽然这一年不容易，未来的用户仍然在努力探索更广阔的世界。我们一起穿越沙漠，一起走进大山，一起乘风破浪，想象着登上火星。我们探索的世界越来越广，未来用户的总行驶里程已经突破14亿公里。
NIO traveled 14 billion kilometers. NIO vehicles.
我们大家一起就跑了近10亿公里。未来的社区
In
也越来越
2020
壮大。
alone, they drove
过
1
去一年，
billion kilometers.
我们迎来了43728位新车主，现在未来的总交付数已经超过了75000辆。谢谢你们啊！谢谢。在未来社区，我们认识了更多志同道合的朋友，我们一起交流思想。
I'm ready for to hear the new information,
在星光
but
下，
you know, you got to build up to that.
一起运动，一起挥洒汗水。小朋友认识了更多的小朋友。未来社区也见证了更多美好的爱情。米粒和买卖 T 啊，在换电站相识相爱，祝福他们，也祝福所有因为未来遇
People
见的
fell
美
in
好。
love at a power swap
去
station.
年是牛屋求婚啊，这个成功率还是100%。用户的热爱和信任是未来不断前行的动力。19年，在我们困难的时刻，用户帮我们打广告。20年的8月，北京用户薇姐把 NIO 的 logo 打到了双袖风上，感动了现场的每一个人。谢谢薇姐。2020年，一共有2552位用户参与了志愿者行动，他们贡献自己的业余时间，在展厅、 交付中心、车展和活动现场，帮助更多的人了解智能电动汽车，了解未来。
That's how you know the
谢谢
the
所
buzz
有
is
的用
not
户志愿者
it's
的
not
付
hype.
出，
Like
谢谢。
people really do like this company and they take a lot of pride in it. There's a sense of
2020
nationalism.
年，一共有31位大朋友和11位小朋友为 NIO Life 做模特，拍大片，让更多的用户喜欢上未来所倡导的生活方式。用户信托是未来作为一家用户企业的重要基石。我要特别感谢用户信托理事会的首届理事会成员，制定了理事会运行的多项规则，为用户信托的长远发展打下了非常坚实的基础。理事会成立没过多久就碰上了疫情，他们快速行动，为车主送去防疫包，为一线车主医护人员提供支持，为感染疫情的用户送去关爱，和热心用户一起给武汉专款专物。下半年，理事会积极推动行业认证社群，让未来的用户之间可以更好的交流，共同成长。经过社区内的公开选举，第2届用户信托理事会正式成立。1月4号已经召开了第1次会议。今年的工作重点围绕着用户关怀、行业社群、社会公益和环境保护展开，希望大家积极参与和支持。Blue Sky Coming， 一个晴朗天空的愿景。未来的用户是低碳环保的践行者。为了让环保的行为得到认可，今天我们正式发布 Blueprint 蓝点计划。未来和中国全季社质量认证公司、上海环境能源交易所达成战略合作，成为全球第1家帮助用户进行碳减排认证和交易的汽车品牌。车主通过 APP 将碳减排认证和交易授权给未来，未来代表大家去进行认证交易，所得的收入以积分的方式返还给用户。
Yes, NIO has its currency for NIO homes and for its e-commerce.
为了让用户有更愉悦的出行体验，我们的充换
You
电
actually
服
get
务
those
体系
points if you buy
和电
a
池包也
if you
将
buy a
持续
used
升级。
NIO vehicle too as well.
2015年成立之初，我们就致力于打造车电分离、电池 未来超充桩
They are good at getting their message across.
752根超充桩，也谢谢我们所有的充电合伙人。未来的充电地图接入超过28万5千多根第三方快充桩，覆盖全国300多个城市。引领行业的换电服务体系已经在全国建成177座换电站。
So 177 power swap stations.
累计换电超过149万次。平均每12秒钟就有一台蔚来从换电站满电出发。为了让大家有更好的换电体验，换电站肯定需要升级。今天我们正式发布蔚来第2代换电站。蔚来2代换电站电池数量最多可达13块，日服务能力可达312次，只需要4个车位大小，能力就是现在的4倍。车辆可以自动泊入，用户无需
So
下车。
312 swaps per day. They 3x the
车内一
capacity.
键启
Who
动
was
即
that
可自
saying
动
that
换电。
they were worried if NIO's battery swapping would have too long of lines? It looks like
我说过
they're on that
到
with the 2.0
2020
and they
年
really thought it
部署
through.
1100座换电站，跟当时的计划相比，进度有一些慢，所以经常被吐槽。但是我们部署更多换电站的决心不会改变。今年我们将加快布局，目标是到年底换电站总数达到500座。可充、可换、可升级，换电能力的提升，除了能提供更好的家电保障，还可以更好支持每一位蔚来用户按需灵活升级电池包。同样大小的电池包，我们实现了每年20%的容量提升。上个月，100度电池包已经开始交付。电池技术在进步，我们当然有更高的追求。这就是150度电池包。我们采用最先进的量产固态电池技术。
I think NIO stock's gonna fly on Monday.
实现50%的能量密度提升。采用原位固化工艺的固液电解质，确保电芯安全。使用无机预理化工艺的硅碳负极，配合纳米级包覆工艺的超高镍正极，在能量密度越深的同时，保证了寿命，提高了充电效率。通过材料和工艺的创新，实现了360瓦时每公斤的超高能量密度。
So it charges pretty fast too.
搭载150度电池包的2018款
NIO's gotta fly on
续
Monday.
航可以超过730公里。
730 kilometers of range. Is that what they said? 730
未来
kilometers of
在售
range?
的3款车型，
Oh,
全
9?
新 ES8 续航超过850
Oh,
公
it
里
depends per vehicle.
，ES6
So
和 EC6 的
850,
新版
900,
续
910.
航超过900公里。
So NIO actually did what people were predicting them to
即
do
将
during
发
NIO
布
Day.
的新车，搭载150度电池包，续航将超过1000公里，
Oh,
这是一个标志性的里程碑。 在未来的
They have a
服务
vehicle
体
that
系
can
下
do around
每一
100
位用户
kilometers
都
of
可以升
range.
级到150度电池包。我们正在加紧推进
I
量
mean,
产，
1,000?
也请大家理解这是最新的技术，明年4季度开始交付。接下来。
Dude, 1,000 kilometers is 621 miles. No one else in the EV industry is doing that. This stock has to fly on Monday. The market has to take something like that in.
从2012年开始，我就在思考汽车的终极产品形态。
I saw him say nickel.
2017年，我们发布
So
了
I don't think it
概
was
念
solid
车
state battery.
展示了对未来的想象。未来的车将解放人的时间，是有情感的伙伴，是温暖。
Did he say solid
愉悦
state
的
battery
第二次
technology?
历史。我们的想象正在一步一步变成现实。
I know he said it's 50% more dense. It's time, guys. It's time. It's that time. Oh, so he did say solid state batteries. Okay. Somebody was saying that this doesn't look good as the P7 or the Model 3. I completely disagree. But let's see the vehicle because I think it's a really sharp looking car. Yo, it looks a lot different than the first model of it, concept car. But it looks sleek. Very sleek. This is how they're going to compete with companies like Audi and Mercedes. They're really making luxury products, and the car looks sleek. The aesthetic is nice. Now, let us know the price point. I know that it's expected to be around $70,000, but let's see how much it is. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. There goes quantum.
漂亮吗 ？Ready for tomorrow， 迎接未来，这就是未来 ET7。未来的设计基因再次进化，打破常规，完美融合自动驾驶的感知硬件，定义了自动驾驶时代的汽车设计外观。一体式的 LED 大灯 ，Double Dash 日行灯，融入
Yeah, I want to see that
车身的
interior.
更加纯粹，更有未来感。立体通透的贯穿式心跳尾灯，与日行灯前后呼应。
Now you guys gotta imagine this car in different colors too. Imagine that car in red. Imagine it in black,
轴距
blue.
3060，高1505，线条流畅，一气呵成。宽1987，同级领先的车身尺寸，
Yo,
让每一位乘客
that
都
roof
享
is
有开阔
clean.
空间。看外观，我们再去看内饰。进车之前，我给大家介绍一下 ET7 的打开方式。ET7 搭载全球首款基于 UWB 技术的数字钥匙，实现厘米级的 高精定位，真正实现无感进出。ET7 采用智能无框电吸门，靠近车辆时，门把手平行弹出，握住门把手，车门会自动小幅预开。
This is so futuristic.
落座后轻拉即可吸合，开门采用电子解锁，自动预开，同样轻松。你们要的电吸门现在标配了。
Brand new whip got no keys.
ET7 的内饰进一步传示了第二起居室的设计理念：宽敞、舒适、精致、有温度。1.9平米双层隔热玻璃穹顶，
Yo, they really did their thing on this one.
99.9%的紫外线。Microfiber 超纤绒顶棚。
The thing about that car is it's gonna let in so much light, so it's gonna feel really good driving in that.
细节之处彰显质感。全球首次量产使用 Caron 可再生藤木，这种材质来自热带雨林，每一片都有独特的纹理和天然的触感。整车使用多达14处，置身其中，时刻感受自然与环保之美。前后排采用隐藏式智能出风口，根据场景精准控制风向和风量，确保体感舒适。标配智能香氛与空气净化系统。
Monday.
清新自然。
This is gonna take off. You already know this news is gonna flow all over Wall Street. And who knows what other surprises that they have for us outside of the battery, outside of the sedan. Someone said there's going to be something big about State Grid and NIO's NIO working with them. So someone said, is Elon watching? NIO just put the EV world on notice. NIO just put the automotive industry on notice.
ET7 是一个温暖的第二起居室，也是一个融合最新科技的移动生活空间。以 NOMI 为核心，全系标配 HUD， 10.2英寸 HDR 仪表屏， 12.8英寸 AMOLED 中控屏。全球首个车载人工智能系统 NOMI 继续成长，借助4组麦克风和专用的 NPU 核心，让 NOMI 具备声纹识别、精准听音辨位、免打扰独立音区交互的能力。NOMI 变得更智能、更懂你。
He said everyone's putting it all in NIO.
全新12.8英寸 AMOLED 中控屏，边框最窄处仅 5.5 毫米，分辨率高达1728乘1888。10万比1的超高对比度，100% NTSC 全色域，拥有绝佳的显示质感与细腻度。未来第2代数字座舱采用量产最先进的高通第3代数字座舱计算平台 ，AI 算力、图形处理、多媒体处理等能力全面提升。
Yes, they said that they solid state battery.
WiFi 6、蓝牙 5.2、V2X。ET7 拥有最强的车载移动互联与通讯能力，更强的数字座舱计算与通信能力，让我们追求极致的真正沉浸式的声音体验成为可能。全车配置23个顶级声学材质扬声器，20路输出1000瓦功率，应用领先的空间声学技术，全球首次在车内实现 7.1.4 沉浸声系统。ET7 是顶级的移动音乐厅，这样的音响系统全部标配。我们再来看看整车性能。 ，ET 机实现了0.23的超低风阻系数。未来第2代高效电驱平台应用碳化硅功率模块，整车能耗进一步优化，更低风阻、更高能效、更长续航。搭载70度电电池包的 ET 机续航超过500公里，搭载100度电池包续航超过700公里，搭载150度电池包
This is gonna go far.
续航超过1000公里。
1,000.
高性能是未来的基因。ET 机配备双电机智能电驱系统、智能4驱系统，前永磁电机峰值功率180千瓦。
Again, that's 621 miles of range. You point out another EV company that's getting that type of range. And the technology is only going to improve.
最大扭矩850牛米，0到100公里加速 ，ET 机仅需3.9秒。标配 Brembo 高性能4活塞自动卡钳，全新 IDB 集成动态制动系统，从100公里时速到完全刹停只需33.5米。全系标配智能空气悬架和动态阻尼控制，可实现每秒500次调节。基于高精地图和高精度传感器的4D 智能车身控制，可以提前感知路面颠簸，主动调节悬架，提供更舒适的。
So that's actually about 8 seconds slower than a Model 3 performance.
按照中国和欧洲5星安全标准设计
0.8 seconds slower than a Model 3
高达
performance
37,100
because it does 3.1.
牛米每度。
But this is a bigger sedan.
成为
This
安
is a
全
much heavier model. This is
自
more
由的移动
luxury.
生活空间，是我们的愿
So
景。
it's not really meant for the same type of thing,
解
you know?
放时间，减少事故，是自动驾驶的终极使命。未来自动辅助驾驶系统 NIO Pilot 已经协助用户驾驶超过1亿多公里。NOP 领航辅助的推出，让日常出行更安全、更轻松。今天，我们让智能电动汽车再进一步，从辅助驾驶到自动驾驶。
Yeah, this is kind of like a big body too. So for it to even go that fast, it's nice. It's great. This company is just on the rise, and there's another sedan coming out. So maybe that's going to be their real performance model. That's really meant for speed and meant for bending corners and such.
从地图定位到感知算法，从底层系统到控制策略。
Yeah.
未来建立
And consumers of these type of vehicles, they don't really care about,
我们将着重介绍
you know, the difference in that 0 to 60 time.
NAD 感知系统 Aquila 拥有最先进的高精度感知
They
应
rather
用。
have the quality
我们
piece.
先来看
Yeah,
一
well,
下
I would rather have the
高
quality
清摄像
piece.
头。
I'll speak for myself.
全球首发
Comfort base, yes, it's
800
comfort
万像
base.
素自动驾驶高清摄像头，很酷吧？和 Tesla FSD 使用的120万像素摄像头相比，分辨率提高6倍。我们来对比一下真实场景中
Dang, he's trying to flex
120
on
万像素
Tesla.
和800万像素摄像头的实际表现。这是看400多米以外的一个场景。很明显，800万像素摄像头感知距离更远，感知
That
内
camera
容
is a
更加
lot.
精细。
It's obvious which is the better camera.
灯柱、车的形状都是非常完整的。800万像素的自动驾驶摄像头可以检测到680多米外的车辆、260多米外的锥桶和220多米外的行人，能够探测到的最远距离是120万像素的3倍，
They are allegedly looking to make entry-level vehicles
意味
with
着早响
cheaper
应，
batteries
早响应
in
意味着
partnership
更
with
少的
cattle.
事
So
更舒适的体
we'll
验，
see if that's true. We'll see if it pans out or not.
每一点
I
安
think
全
it's
提
smart.
升都值得全力以赴。自动驾驶需要激光雷达。我们和未来资本投资 Innovation 合作，开发了全世界看得最远的量产激光雷达 Aquila 激光雷达。
So William Lee is saying that LiDAR is going to be a lot safer in accident prevention.
500米的最远探测距离。值得特别指出的是
Elon Musk
，Aquila 激
opted
光雷达采用
out of LiDAR
1550纳米激
and
光，
chose to go with building a
避
neural
开了
network
冷
for
眼
Tesla's
敏感
autonomous
的
driving system.
900纳米波长，
What's your guys'
在
thoughts
性
on
能
it?
提升的同时，能更好照顾他人安全。激光雷达对提高自动驾驶的安全性非常重要。对于有些场景，比如夜间高速行驶，黑暗路面有深色的物体，强光炫目，道路井盖遗失，图像算法未能识别的物体，高精度、超远距的激光雷达不可或缺。Aquila 的激光雷达视角达到120度，复杂的城市路况一览无遗，独创动态聚焦功能，通过局部的像素加密，对关键目标和细小物体进行凝视，能获取更加精确的三维信息。比如这个交通状况十分复杂的路口，动态聚焦功能。
Who did you hear that LiDAR is not as reliable from? I heard that LiDAR is a good idea, but like at scale, the neural network is going to be a lot more scalable, with less
800万像
cost.
素高清摄像头，加上超远距高精度的激光雷达，大幅提升了 NAD 的
Time
感
will
知能
tell,
力，
yes.
让自动驾驶的
We
安
don't
全
know.
性提
I'm
升
no
了
expert
2
either.
个等级。 传感器的精度重要，很重要。传感器的部署方式同样关键。Aquila 的瞭望塔式布局能显著减少传感器的盲区，对城区的自动驾驶非常有意义。在城市场景下，传感器的视线很容易被绿化带和车辆遮挡，相比于安装在 B 柱和后视镜的摄像头，部署在车顶的 Aquila 的高位侧前摄像
I
头
think so too. I think
盲区
NIO
更
is
小。
actually working on
大家可以看图上的这个对比。
different technologies outside of LiDAR, but LiDAR is something that's going to
那
be,
么
like you say,
过来了，
something
这
to
边
bridge
是
the gap.
遮挡着左边一辆车，右边是部署在我们现在这个瞭望塔式布局。那这个同样的车的位置，同样的对比关系，大家其实一目了然，能看得非常清楚。瞭望塔式的布局方式，让城区自动驾驶的安全性更高。Aquila 的2个高位侧前摄像头，不仅站得高、看得全，还大大提高了前向视觉的冗余度。大家知道，自动驾驶或者辅助驾驶最主要依赖的是前向的主摄像头。那么 Aquila 的这样一个布局方式，
Yes.
即使前向的主摄像
They're
头
working with Ren Xiaoqing.
依靠2个高位侧前摄像头，仍然可以实现前向视觉的完整感知。Aquila 的高位后向摄像头有更好的后向视野，部署在这个后边的，能更好识别与预判后方车辆的行驶意图。NIO Aquila 超感系统拥有33个高性能感知硬件，11个800万像素的高清摄像头，4个前向，3个后向，4个环视，1个超远距高精度激光雷达。 5个毫米波雷达、12个超声波传感器、2个高精度定位单元，以及车路协同感知和增强主驾感知。Aquila 定义了量产车自动驾驶感知系统的全新标准。Aquila 的超感系统每秒能产生8个 G 的数据，相当于1秒下完2部腾讯视频4K 电影，或者1秒钟看完过去3年的 NIO Day 回放。处理如此海量的数据，当然需要超强算力。未来超算平台 Adam 迄今为止最强大的量产移动计算平台，这就是 Adam。Adam 拥有超高带宽的图像接口 ，ISP 每秒能处理64亿像素，首创超高带宽骨干数据网络，将所有传感器和车辆系统的信号输入实时无损分配到每一个算力核心。Adam 搭载4颗 NVIDIA Orin 芯片，让 EDG 成为全球第一款搭载 Orin 的量产车。Adam 拥有48个 CPU 内核，256个矩阵运算单元，8096个浮点运算单元，共计681个晶体管。
It's only going to get better, man. According to Moore's law, CPUs will double in performance every 1 to 2 years.
超
Only
过
going to get better,
7个
and it's crazy
Tesla
already.
FSD 的算力总和。拼马力，更要拼算力。马力加算力是定义高端智能电动汽车的新标准。NAD 的算法与软件架构能充分应用 Adam 的强大算力，通过2颗主控芯片实现 NAD 的全站运算，包括多方案相互校验的感知、多元组合定位、多模态预测和决策。充足的算力使得 NAD 在处理复杂交通场景时算得更多、算得更快、算得更
NIO is here, guys. NIO is here. The market has to understand that.
备份芯片，任何一个主芯片失败 ，NAD 都能确保安全。不仅如此，整个超算平台的电源、影像和主控系统全都是热备份勇于设计。Adam 拥有一颗自动驾驶群体智能和个性训练的专用芯片，可以大大加快 NAD 的总体进化进度，同时又可以针对每个用户的用车环境进行个性化的本地训练，让每位用户的自动驾驶体验更好。未来超算平台 Adam 汽车智能新的起点。ET7 的整车软硬件平台 NAD 的全站领先技术，让辅助驾驶到自动驾驶成为可能。拥有33个高精度感知硬件的 Aquila 超感系统，拥有1016T 算力的 Adam 超算平台，所有硬件 ET7 全部标配。NAD 的19项安全与驾驶辅助功能 ，ET7 全部标配。NAD 的完整功能将采用按月开通、按月付费的服务订阅模式 ，AD as a Service， 全球首创。迎接未来 ET7，一辆把想象变成现实的智能电动旗舰轿车。ET7 标配超过100项舒适、安全、智能化配置，从外观、空间、数字座舱、性能、自动驾驶，每一个方面都提供了极致的体验。ET7 用户将获得6项
Hassan, you honestly missed a
终
lot.
身免费质保、终身换电优
But
惠、免费专属充
we
电
saw
宝、
the
终身免
150
费
kilowatt-hour
保养
battery.
终身免费毅力家电、
They
终身
revealed the
免费车联网。
ET7. With the 150 kilowatt-hour battery, it can get 100 kilometers of range,
我们将
which is about 620 plus miles.
正式开启 ET7 预售，按整车购买70度电车型补贴前价格44万8，是不是有熟悉的感觉？100度电车型补贴前售价50
NIO
万
just set
6，
the industry standard.
采用BaaS电池租用方式购买，补贴前车价37万8，电池租用服务费70度电每月980元，100度电每月1480元。
Oh, solid state battery too.
另
Yeah,
外，
sorry,
我们还
missed
特
that.
别推出 ET7 首发版，标配100度电池包、MAPA 高级内饰套装、20英寸5伏移动轮穿和 NoMi Mate 2.0。ET7 首发版按整车购买，补贴前价格为52万6，采用BaaS方式购买，补贴前车价
526,000 RMB
39万
before
8，
subsidies.
电池租用服务
398,000
费
after.
每月1480元。NAD 自动驾驶的完整功能，完全采用按月开通、按月付费的服务订阅模式，每月仅需680元。NIO Pilot 的用户别忘了，你们还有6折和3折的权益啊 ！Ready for tomorrow， 迎接未来。从现在这一刻起，你就可以在未来 APP 预定你的 ET7 了。ET7 的
So that's
预定
before
奖金
subsidies.
5000元，
That's about
之后补贴奖金可在购车时
$230.
为了感谢大家的支持，现有车主，包括大地用户，购买 ET7 将获得7000元购车优惠，加3万积分红包。创始版 ES8 创始版车主购买 ET7 将获得1万元购车优惠，加5万积分红包。我们将大体按照支付意向金的顺序交车。明年1季度 ET7 将开启交付。大家理解一下，我们这里面用了先进的技术太多了。我们再看一下 ET7。
Delivery will start from Q1 2022. So around $61,463 after subsidy, not including batteries, the service if you choose to lease the battery. This car is not out of range for a lot of people. It's not too, for what it is, it's not too expensive. Think about a company like Lucid Motors that also gets a lot of range. They're going to be way more expensive than the ET7. Not Tesla, a company like Lucid
Ready for
Motors.
tomorrow， 迎接未来，这就是未来 ET7。NIO Day 的发布环节到此结束，我们先把 ET7 送下去啊。 接下来，请允许我向大家介绍著名音乐人汪峰先生。他根据我们今年 NIO Day Always Forward 前行的主题，精心挑选了3首歌曲。首先是勇敢的心，这是对所有未来用户在过去几年中表现出来的勇气与信念的传世。第2首是当我想你的时候，我想对大家说的，他都会唱出来。第3首歌，光明，祝愿我们每一个人，祝愿这世界上的每一个人，都向着自己光明的未来不断前行。让我们稍后欣赏他的演出。
So the Chinese made Model 3 is around $38.6 thousand dollars in USD. So it's cheaper, but this is also a luxury vehicle.
今天是你们的好日子啊！刚才也听了李斌先生的介绍，让你们自己嗨起来，好吧？给我你们的声音！不是一块石头，也不是一滴眼泪，我只是一只小鸟。在顺着家的方向，我不是一粒沙子，也不是一首情感，我只是一个孩子，在寻找爱的怀抱，这是最要的感觉。就是自我感觉，在洒满鲜血的天空一直浮飞，听着一个永不哭泣勇敢的心。
Of course, Marvin. No problem at all. No problem. Second generation battery off station. Yes.
这不是一种幻想，也不是一种痴狂，这就是我真心的 灿烂生命的模样。这是非常的感人。
The ET7 will have autonomous driving. It's all going to come in a software upgrade when NIO rolls out, full self-driving whenever they get it. But the ET7 will be capable of whatever the other vehicles are capable of. It's running on NIO's latest platform, so it'll be fine. Barbershop stock show breaking down the weekend. Someone is missing out on this opportunity, and this is, I know what you mean when you say barbershop stock too, because it's something that just comes up like, hey, did you hear about NIO? Like, you heard about that NIO company? And it's like, yeah, man, I've been in NIO for a while. Or it's either like, dang, I wish I got in.
很高兴来到成都有幸受到邀请，今天可以参加
No subtitles?
未来的这部新车的发布，很荣幸在疫情期间呢，其实已经很少和大家见面了赶上今天这个好日子。
Is this how they wrap up the event? Or is there more to come?
希望疫情快点过去我的巡演也可以再次的启动。如果可以来到成都的话，希望还可以给你们唱更多的歌，好吗？
Always forward, guys. Always forward. That's what we're gonna live by in 2021. Always forward.
其实我相信你们还会想听一些其他的，但是因为这个是我们今天确定的歌不过我还是想听听你们还想听什么歌呢？
You're still early to NIO, in my opinion. Even if you were to buy NIO today, I think you're still early to NIO.
确实是有好多首的歌名其实我想有这么一个小环节，还是因为我更喜欢站在台上，听到大家一起唱歌的那种感受在很多的演唱会上，只有在那种时刻才是让我觉得。
I don't think you can change the language in the NIO app to English. I think it's only built and cut out for China. Is that possible to change it to English? If so, someone please let me know, because I would love to do that as well.
如果有我老无所依，请把我留在。
What if someone in the Discord said, what if NIO just doubled on Monday? That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
在这春天里，春天。对了，我听到你的声音了。
Yeah, NIO tends to dip after good news, and then, like you said, eventually skyrocket. So, keeping our eyes out on that.
我知道那个音量整个会被限制住。再来一首。
Dang, can you guys believe it's like 7:25 a.m. We stayed up. I mean, we got up early. We watched NIO Day. We saw it live. What a day! What a day today. If NIO doubles, I'd be a millionaire. Sheesh. Nice, nice. I think 85 is within reason. That wouldn't be bad if it hit 85. I don't think that's outlandish. We like. What a company, man. This investment literally changed my life. Buy $90,000 car with barriers. I like it. Then pay extra $200 plus monthly rent. These barriers, good business idea. You said turn down the background music of the singer. I got you.
谢谢，喜欢你们的歌声。好，接下来让我来唱起这首歌。
Okay, all taken care of. Got in early with my lawsuit money. Okay, Mike, I turned it down. He said he's killing those notes. Blue skies, blue skies. Type blue sky in the chat if you feel the vibe. Yeah, the pricing is definitely competitive for sure. When you think about like a car like the Model 3, yeah, it is coming in cheaper, but this is in a completely different class. This is like a big body sedan. And when you compare that to like the Model 3, they're selling to people they're targeting premium customers, high-end consumers who are willing to pay more for their vehicle. It's like the difference of the guy who buys let's say the guy who buys a Chevy or a Ford from the guy who buys a Mercedes or a BMW. Those consumers go looking for a better experience, and NIO really understands that user experience. So are they, not to say that they're going to like annihilate or crush Tesla, which it remains to be seen. They really can. They have a chance. I think they have the best chance out of any other company to become the market leader, but they've carved out their space in the market, and it's clear what they're trying to do, especially with this vehicle. So I like it a lot. We're going to Mars. Monday, we're going to Mars. You guys don't hear me saying we're going to Mars. We're going to Mars. They just set the benchmark in the market with how much mileage that the ET7 can have. About over 621 miles in that vehicle. That's setting the benchmark. Lucid Motors, that made headlines when they talked about how far their vehicle could go. I forgot how much it was. Was it like 500 or 400 or something like that? But NIO just made the benchmark. So really proud day for NIO investors. We've come a long way. We've been waiting for this since May. We're going to Pluto. We're going to Mars. Let's see. Yeah, like a 7 Series. Like it's a big body. It's a big body. It's not like a 3 Series. 7 Series. He said, rumor has it 8-megapixel camera can detect shorts coming from a mile away. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's about 83K pre-subsidy. It's about 662. I forgot. I just wrote the 64 after subsidy, and then that's not even including battery swapping. I mean, leasing the battery with battery as a service. So this vehicle can be practical for some people. And then you got to think about maybe the upfront cost of ownership is that much, but you got to think about the overall cost of ownership. You're not spending money at the gas station anymore, so you're saving thousands on gas over the lifespan of the car. There's less moving parts, so there's less maintenance. So yes, you might spend an extra $20,000 than let's say you wanted to get like a internal combustion engine, like a BMW or something. But they make those types of dealers, they make all their money on service. There's less service with electric vehicles. So is it a smarter choice to buy the ET7? Potentially. Makes more sense to me. So I just got a text. From one of the biggest NIO bulls I know. And he said that NIO will be releasing a second car today. And like, honestly, I was thinking that the second car would be released at a later time. Who knew if it would actually come out today? But he said that they're ready to see that second car. Let's see if he's right. This is what he said, not me, but we'll see if he's right. So maybe the stock is really going to the moon. NIO's in the hood swinging around. Yes, it's gonna be a lot cheaper, and once I think like what the CEO or the chairman of XPeng Motors said is that Tesla's done a really good job of providing that education to consumers, which is why a lot of car companies are kind of a lot of car companies are kind of having good sales because consumers are educated thanks to Tesla on the benefits of switching from an internal combustion engine to an electric vehicle. Yeah, if I had the choice, I'd actually buy one as well. A little out of my price range right now, not gonna lie. Wouldn't spend that much on a car right now. We'll have a NIO Rolls Royce. Rolls Royce is probably gonna make an electric vehicle the way the industry is moving. Yeah, he did mention the 150 kilowatt hour battery. He said that it's 50% more dense. They talked about solid state batteries. He said that depending on the vehicle, it gets different amounts of range. The EC6, I think I saw for the EC6 that it gets the most amount of range. I'll have to go back and double check, but they did talk about the 150 kilowatt hour battery. They made history today. So far, it's been a great day for NIO. What's your stock prediction for Monday? My stock prediction for Monday, maybe we see 15, 20%. Maybe we see 15, 20%. I wouldn't play any calls or options on it because NIO typically drops after good news. So it's not one of those things where I would try to time it. But if I had to give a prediction, and I don't give stock predictions, like you said, maybe 15, 20%. I could see NIO just going on a rampage, like on a tear upwards on Monday. That's what I would think after they just made history. That's after they just set a benchmark for the entire EV industry. What do you think? Don't sleep on NIO, guys. If you know family members, if you know friends, it's not investment advice, but tell them not to sleep on NIO. For sure, Wednesday we will see 20%. EP9 fastest, and the EP9 is pretty fast. NIO is going to open 65 Monday, might go to 70 and consolidate to 63. That would be solid movement. I could see that happening. I know you have been accumulating NIO shares for a long time. I'm just curious, if you don't mind me asking, how many shares you have? Kind of keeping that on the low, but NIO is 67% of my portfolio right now. Only because I put a good amount of money into like some other stuff, but I never sold anything. So I'm gonna work on that other stuff and hopefully swing the profits into NIO. But I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna turn my camera off now and get back to William Lee.
非常
And turn the volume up too.
大家对往中间站一点，又是大家一起开心的一个节日。
Oh, so that's the end of NIO Day. I guess they're not releasing any second car today. It was just the ET7. That guy was not right. But it might come in 2021. Some people say they expected more. I'm hearing in the Discord right now, some people are saying that they expected more. I think it was really good. I think that this is going to shock the market. This is definitely a great NIO day overall. They talked about the 150 kilowatt hour battery. They talked about the camera technology, solid state. They talked about the batteries also in regards to solid state batteries. They revealed the ET7, which was highly, highly anticipated since last year, actually. They changed the model up. They changed the styling up, and I think aesthetically it looked really good. So this was a really good NIO day. No problem, everyone. What was really quickly, what were your guys' thoughts on NIO Day? You are very welcome. I look forward to being here again for the next NIO Day. And having probably more shares. Solid. No problem. I'm going to go back to sleep now and enjoy the Saturday. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks for showing up. This was great. This is my first time using this live stream software, and we figured it out, and we got it working, and more live streams to come in the future. I appreciate everyone for their time. Thank you.